Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called How Bruce Lee Changed the World. 2009. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this movie. Sorry, I just ate some really heartburn mashed potatoes. Some free stuff from work. A little bit of leftover gravy that I bought myself. But yeah, sorry if I seem a little sleepy-headed today. I just worked 13 hours, so plus 5 is 13, yep. So I'm a little groggy. I apologize for that, but basically it's a television movie from the History Channel, which is the reason why I don't own a television. Just have a Chromebook and a portable DVD player. Which is not to say that all television shows are bad, but if I had a television, I'd be flipping through the channels, including this thing. The only reason I got it was because it had Jackie Chan and it also has Donnie Yen, which is kind of interesting. Somewhat. It's got RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan and a bunch of people who, like Margaret Cho, who have absolutely nothing to do with Kung Fu whatsoever. They're entertainers. And somehow they get inspiration from Bruce Lee because she's Korean or something. I don't know. And he's Chinese. Is that the connection? They played the race card too much in this one. They're doing the critical race theory thing, which my ex-wife used to do. She thought that Bruce Lee got purposely murdered by white people because they didn't want him to be successful. But I think he was more successful after he died. He's kind of like the Elvis or or I should say the James Dean of China, if you will. He used to be a Hong Kong boy, but now they're worshiping him, putting up statues in museums in China. And I'm just not into the whole life story of Bruce Lee. I could really care less. It's like a cult worship kind of thing. All these fanatics like RZA, who thinks that Bruce Lee is in his Mortal Kombat video game that he plays. Kind of reminded me of these punk guys that I used to hang out during my college day, and they would just sit there all day and play video games, and I would just be standing there all bored, and they're listening to like rap music. That's what RZA must do all day long, play video games and listen to rap music. Wow, Bruce Lee really inspired me to play Mortal Kombat. So silly and stupid. I can't believe anybody would watch this. And then, oh yeah, the critical race theory thing. So the reason why one black entertainer was inspired by Bruce Lee was because his skin was darker, and there's actually a hero character film. There's actually a hero character in the film that's not Whitey, the devil, aka the devil Whitey. So, so that kind of irked me. I can't stand Margaret Cho. the chubby lesbian Korean lady or whatever. She's I used to have a crush on her, but now she just makes me ill. I can't stand her. And all these politically correct people talking about how Bruce Lee was discriminated against, and he had to play chauffeur in the Green Hornet, and all this stuff. I mean, Bruce Lee pretty much hit the peak of his career after he died with Enter the Dragon, and they're still making movies with him in it, like Game of Death, Circle of Iron. You've got, which is a great flick with David Carradine, and then you got Bruce Lee Rises from the Grave thing going. But as far as hero worship and worshiping false idols like Bruce Lee, I could really care less. His daughter's kind of interesting. Wonder if she's married. But she's big. I had no idea that Bruce Lee actually married a white woman until I saw this, and I completely forgot that his son Brandon Lee died even younger age, I think, while on the set of a movie called Crow, which I have not seen. And so they talk about how Bruce Lee influenced every aspect of society, from commercials to music to video games to supplements and protein shakes and bodybuilding and breakdancing and modern kung fu. Even jumping around on the street, somehow Bruce Lee influenced that. And it was just like, these people think that Bruce Lee is God or something. he's like this vaunted Chinese person that my ex-wife thought he was. And hero worship, false idols and stuff. Oh man, it started to make me ill. Especially his daughter doing like charity events and stuff, where the Chinese government or some developer donated Bruce Lee's house to the government. She gets all excited and tickle pink that she actually played there when she was like 4 years old back in Hong Kong. So Bruce Lee kind of went back and forth between the US and Hong Kong. He started out making his first few movies in Hong Kong, and then Enter the Dragon, which was a Hong Kong US co-production, came out after he died. And I'm not a huge fan of Enter the Dragon, actually. I think the Hong Kong movies are probably better, in my opinion. But I thought Enter the Dragon was way overrated. I didn't think it was a great film. I thought it was good. And I'm not trying to knock it in any way. It's got naked Chinese women. But only for a split second, though. That's kind of irritating, actually. When I want to see a nude Asian woman, I want it to be like House, where the it's an extended scene, not just 1 second and then jump to the next scene. That's the way Enter the Dragon was. It kind of irked me, actually. But John Saxon is in this one, talking about how he became an instant celebrity after Enter the Dragon. And I remember this one friend I had when I was about 6 years old. He had these nunchucks. He wanted to be like Bruce Lee. He had the Kiss Alive double album, which was much more intriguing to me than the Bruce Lee nunchucks. But anyways, I'm not in the least interested in Bruce Lee stuff, especially when they exaggerate how Bruce Lee influenced them to become a great person or whatever. That's like me saying, oh, I started my YouTube channel because I was inspired by Bruce Lee. That's what these people sound like. It's just so... It's just got so much television dumb BS. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. It was just like, ugh, help me get through this. Terrible. Terrible. I'm not going to say highly recommend it or check it out, but it does get an incredibly high rating on IMDb. 7.8, which is even higher than House, the last movie, though. Not by much, though. And, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I could care less about the life of Bruce Lee, honestly. And I really don't care about the life of Jackie Chan, although it's interesting that his kids are kind of rebellious, I guess you could say. Kind of like Police Story Lockdown. His daughter is like his real life daughter. And so that was kind of interesting. But Bruce Lee is kind of a milquetoast character. I mean, what is there to know other than he fought on rooftops when he was a kid in Hong Kong with the Hong Kong gangs due to overcrowding, supposedly. Another stupid comment in this documentary TV movie. And it was cool that he had a really powerful punch. He could do push-ups with his 2 fingers, but I mean, okay, so he was like Superman. Jackie Chan said he was the best. Okay, great, but what sort of entertainment value does that have for me? I would much rather see like a life story of, say, Rock Hudson, or I don't know. I'm not a huge Bruce Lee fan, as you can tell, and this movie bored me to death. It's only for the hardcore Bruce Lee fans, I think. It's like if I was going to watch a Fangoria festival or something, that would be more interesting than watching a Bruce Lee tribute kind of thing like this. And he was really a boring guy, I think. I guess he had an allergic reaction to some medicine that he was taking, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that his son died so early, but his daughter and his wife are still around. So they're in this one. I didn't really care much for either one of those characters, but I don't know. Not my cup of tea. Laters.